Morning. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, I've got a bit of an experiment to do. Let's get started. The tool list for today's experiment is pretty simple. You need an impact, socket, screwdriver, crowbar, bathroom scale, jack stands, jack, extension cord. Here's what I want to do. It's not very often that I get two cars in that have the exact same wheels, exact same tires that are the exact same size. So what I want to do is I want to do a bit of a fuel mileage experiment. I've been running 235, 75, 15 mud terrains on the Ram 50 with a Weber, and the best gas miles I've gotten is 17.3 miles per gallon. Granted, that thing was only rated for 17 or 18 miles per gallon from the factory, so I'm doing pretty good. However, this has the exact same size tire, exact same wheel, but they're all terrains. And I wonder if A, they're lighter, rotating mass might make a difference, and B, just having less void between the treads and more contact with the ground might either increase or decrease my fuel mileage. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the sets of tires on these two vehicles. Then I'm going to drive that thing for a tank of gas, maybe two, and I'll come back and let you know what the difference is. Close enough. All right. Now, I've got the ability to take pretty much the exact same route to work every day and home. And it's almost all highway. And that's what I've done with the past few tanks of gas on the Ram 50. So I'm pretty sure 17.3 is about the best I'm going to get. Weather conditions are about the same for the next week. So I figure this is going to be my best chance to do this and rule out as many things as possible as we can. Now, before we go any further, let's throw this on the scale and see what it weighs, shall we? $59.8 pounds. It's so weird. This thing looks exactly the same underneath as that thing. It's almost like they're the same car. This little crowbar I found is the absolute best tool to get the hubcaps off of this. It's got little slots right here near the wheel. Pop it like that. Good one down near the bottom, and you're off. Ruin the paint. I can tell you it feels significantly heavier just pulling it off. Let's make sure. That is 64 pounds. So there is 4 pounds more rubber on these mud terrains. Another part to this experiment is I just want to see if I like white letter out better than black letter on this truck. I tried to get white letter mud terrains. They weren't in my price range. So we'll see what white letter looks like on this. When you're putting these on, make sure you do star pattern, just cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, I'm gonna torque them down. That's one thing I don't like to mess with is lug nuts. You want your wheels to stay on the car. I'll probably weigh these tires as well, just to make sure they're all within a certain spec and one tire's not way heavier than the others. Why not? I mean, they're off. 59.8. That's actually pretty impressive to only be off by 0.2 pounds with an older vehicle that has fairly large tires and wheels that have a little bit of corrosion on them. Even between balancing and everything, 0.2 pounds. That's impressive. All right, I just weighed this last mud terrain and it is 63.2. So on the mud terrain tires, 235, 75, 15s, we've got 0.8 of a pound difference between four tires. And again, on the all terrains, 0.2. I don't know what that means, but there you go. If you want to, you can look up the specs on torque for lug nuts. Most of the times, it's gonna be between 80 and 110 foot-pounds. 99% of the time, I just run 100 foot-pounds on anything, and you'll be safe. There you go, 100 foot-pounds. It's a click style torque wrench. If you don't like them, too bad, it's the only one I got. And again, always go around twice on everything. Whew. All right, done torquing everything. Make sure you reset these to 0 when you're done. You don't want to store them under spring load for any reason, if that's how they work. I'm not 100% sure that that's what they do, but just run them back down to 0 when you're done. So that's it for the swap of the tires. Now all I have to do is drive that thing for 2 tanks of gas using basically the same route that I normally take and average the 2 tanks of gas and see if it gets any better than it did with the mud terrains. I hope it does. All right, just pulled into the gas station. I'm gonna fill it up. This is gonna be the second tank of gas with the all-terrain tires. I'll tell you how far I went and how much gas I use in each one. We'll average it out, and we'll see how much better gas mileage we got, or worse. Guess it could be worse. Could always be worse. 10.44 gallons, and I went 100 and we'll call that 190 miles. It just hasn't rolled over yet. So 190 miles divided by 10.44 if you want to be really technical, and you come out to 18.26 miles per gallon. The time before that, I went 192 miles on 9.8 gallons, which turns out to be about 19.55. Mix those two together, divide by 2, 18.9 miles per gallon. So with mud terrain tires, I got no better than 17.3 tops, best I ever got. Average was more like 16.5. I've gone 2 tanks now with all terrain tires of the same size, running the same 30 PSI tire pressure, and I've averaged 18.9, which is what, almost 2.5 miles per gallon better than my average with mud terrains. So that's impressive, and I think I'll probably just keep running these all-terrains and keep the mud terrains on the Dodge Raider, which at most is gonna drive like 10 miles a day, 4 or 5 days a week. And this thing drives more like 60 to 70 miles a day, 5 days a week. So 2.5 miles per gallon better. That's what, if it's 16.5, then 1.6 gallons would be 10%, 3.2 would be 20%. So 15 to 18% better gas mileage just with all terrains. I like it. That's unexpected. I thought it would maybe be 10% tops, but there we go. That's the end of this fuel mileage test, and it was successful enough for me to just say all terrains are definitely better for a road vehicle, which everybody already knew. And now I know as well. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.